Yes, blessings and love. Yeah, I thought I'd give you a bit of a different background. It's too cold to actually be outside because it's really cold and windy and rainy, but yeah, got a bit of green through the window. So yeah, just a bit of a reflection on reading Leviticus, which I said I would do because we got to the end of reading Leviticus yesterday. And it's a book which recaps to some extent the covenants that were given in Exodus, but also then there's new laws that are brand new in Leviticus. And yeah, it's quite a technical book, gets into quite a lot of detail about things. And it's not, I didn't find it a completely easy read and comfortable read. A lot of the laws in Leviticus are what could seem to be quite antiquated in terms of modern day context and no longer in practice. Um, and yes, some of it is quite difficult to read in relation to modern, I guess, sensibilities as well. And that's quite a common critique, I guess, of Leviticus. That's just not me saying that. There's, many scholars of the Bible do talk about that as a kind of a context. And also there's many articles and responses talking about actually Leviticus as one of the hardest books in the Bible to read, one of the ones that people find most repetitive, not always the most interesting. And yeah, very challenging. And interestingly for me, that often the next books that are most difficult to read in the Bible are Book of Numbers, and that's the one that I'll be starting to read later today. And then the next one after that, that's hardest to read, is Deuteronomy, which is also the book after Numbers. So yeah, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, they're often cited as the hardest books to read. Because they are quite technical and quite repetitive in some of the old covenants. So yes, and also the Book of Numbers is full of genealogy as well. So is the lists of ancestry, lists of names, which isn't always the most interesting from a narrative standpoint. So, it's just being honest. It is a piece of writing, literature that we read and, digest, and some's going to be more interesting than others. And it's not blasphemous to say that, even though it can feel uncomfortable critiquing biblical writing style. It's just that's the reality. There's nothing blasphemous about that. So yeah, it's been interesting. But I think reading Leviticus in this public, accountable way has definitely helped sharpen me. It's helped me come to terms with certain reflections on the Bible, even the relationship with God. Because God doesn't always be presented and represented in Leviticus in a kind way. And that's self-declared in the Bible and in the narrative. Again, that's not me being blasphemous. So yeah, it is quite challenging, and it definitely helped sharpen me. And I had to go into certain aspects of vulnerability in terms of some of my reasonings. But that's what this is all about. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to, yeah, present a real kind of linear way. I want to read the Bible in a very kind of, yeah, honest and true way to myself and reflect that back. I'm not here to kind of brainwash and to pretend I haven't read certain things. It'd be easier if I didn't comment on certain chapters and just pretend I didn't read it, but actually that'd be quite cowardly of me. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing this and I have to do it wholeheartedly, really. But saying that, I did say at the very beginning of doing the Bible readings that I may not do a reasoning on all chapters, and I'll take the spirit as it moves me. But so far, I have done a reflection on all the chapters, because as I say, even if I read something uncomfortable, it would have felt cowardly not to respond. But as we go through into the Book of Numbers, particularly in genealogy, will I have something to say at the end of every chapter? I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I did speak about genealogy in Genesis, and there can be a danger that, I just end up repeating myself. So yeah, I'll see how it goes. But if I don't do a reasoning after every chapter, then I will flag it up very clearly in the caption and just say kind of no reasoning. And, it's all this is a 4-year trod. I'm on like day now 120 something, I think it is. So yeah, every day coming at this is a brand new experience. So give thanks for the being with me on this journey. Again, as I say, even if you're dipping in and out, that's still blessed. I love it. So give thanks, and I'm really enjoying the experience. And I'm not gonna, I don't look at stopping. I'm here for the long haul. So long as I just keep up that momentum, my own personal health, yeah, moving forward, onwards to the end of well, it's not even Revelation in the Ethiopian Bible. There's books after that. So yeah, 3 years in 4 years' time, we get to the end of that trod. But today is today, and I'm only dealing with today because that is all. That's only that my footsteps are here today. So that's all I can reason about. So bless and love, and I'll be back soon with the reading of Numbers chapter 1. Blessed love.